Здравствуйте, уважаемые.
Good morning, dear colleagues. We are happy to see you today here. Unfortunately, our moderator, Flora Sadulin, is missing because he was called for an urgent issue. That's why we will be moderating this session. I am the deputy of Mr. Sadulin's deputy. And also I have my colleague Diana, who will be assisting me. What we are going to do today, we will give the floor to our speakers, represented by my colleague. After that, if you have any question, if you have any comment, please feel free. I really want this conversation to be lively. And if you have anything to add to the agenda, if you have anything relevant to the business between our countries, I'd be delighted. So can you please introduce our speakers? Good morning. First of all, I would like to introduce Yangjun, the chairperson of the board of the Center for Development of International Business. He's a huge friend of our republic, and he has been here for many times. He has met our prime minister and helped us arrange first official delegation visit to China, which finished last week. Mr. Lian Chen will be our first speaker. Also, we have our honorable guest, Mr. Tianka. He is the head of the trade mission of Jiangsu province to the Russian Federation. He is fluent in Russian, so he will be speaking in Russian today. We would like to introduce Ms. Li Wei. She is the chairperson of the board of a Chinese company. We also have an honored guest. Then we are going to listen to Mr. Zai. Probably during this event, the International Business Week, we will launch the cooperation with this company and will implement a large project. Our speaker will tell about it. Dear colleagues, I would like to encourage you to stick to the timing. You have 3 to 5 minutes to present. Mr. Lian Zhen, you have the floor. It's a pleasure to be able to participate in this wonderful event with you in this beautiful city of Ufa, to meet you and to discuss the prospects of our cooperation and look back at the existing relations. Currently, we see that it's snowing, and it's a good sign, I think. We feel, however, the warmth coming from the hosts and the people of the Republic of Bashkortostan and the entrepreneurs participating in this event. We feel your support and we appreciate it. I realize that the Russian nation is very hospitable, and besides, we hope that we will be able to establish practical networks and connections with the Republic of Bashkortostan. And we hope that we will be able to result in tangible outcomes. Today we have colleagues from Van Herpenshire company, and my colleague has certain opinion to share. Also, we have the company, the electronics company representative, and they have very interesting research and development projects. They have a wide range of different equipment. In addition, they can share the findings of the research and development surveys in agriculture, for example. And I guess that information would be useful for the participants of the session. And I guess it will facilitate the mutual cooperation of our parties. I would like to use my chance to express the gratitude to our Bashkortostan colleagues for arranging and moderating this forum. Absolutely, we believe that this event will accelerate the relations between our institutions. And I hope that in the future we will be able to implement mutual projects and establish the new page of relations between China and Russia. I would like to add something to Mr. Yangjun's speech. It's not the first time Mr. Yangjun is here, and he visited a session in Sibai. He was very passionate about this visit, and behind all these words that he's saying, he means a lot, and he means a lot of work, because he really establishes a very hard work. We call it business cooperation between our countries, between the Republic of Bashkortostan and China. And behind his back, there are entrepreneurs who are interested in this cooperation. And these Chinese entrepreneurs come to Russia and Bashkortostan with tangible suggestions. And now we already see the outlines of this cooperation. We really appreciate it, and it is important for us. That's why I would like to thank you for what you're doing. And we really hope that our cooperation will keep growing with your participation. Thank you.
So now we would like to give the floor to Mr. Tailin. He will tell us about his company and the way he is gonna cooperate with other companies. And at 2 o'clock, there will be they will be signing contracts. Dear heads of the Republic of Bashkortostan, and also representatives of entrepreneurship in the Republic of Bashkortostan, I'm glad to present the Chinese delegation, and I really liked this city. It is my first time in Russia, and here I was able to feel friendship and also a will of people that live here. And besides that, the Republic of Bashkortostan and different entrepreneurs and the government understand, and they agree with us. They also understand our business plans. I also represent our state enterprises. For example, our enterprise that deals with high technologies, and we also have projects for designing new electronics and different electronic equipment. In China, there is Siemens, BBB, Snyder companies, and those companies are worldwide, and they deal with electronics. And here, they are developing the technological aspect of it. And talking about this sphere, we think that we have good cooperation with the Russian market. We should create new ways of cooperation, and we should also start cooperating on different universities. And there are lots of spheres that are. So we are surrounded by different. Our cooperation is surrounded by our spheres, by different spheres, and our cooperation should be mutual. Humankind needs this development. It needs different new products, as well as information technologies, and all new developments should be consistent with the new way of living. We have different products that, so we have different patents, and we also have different equipments, networks that can help us deal with electronics. And one of the most important requirements is safety, of course. We use developments of China, and we hope that these developments will contribute to our cooperation. And I would say that, and we thank the people of Russia.
I would like to add something. Mr. Tsai came here with a very important mission. They are planning to establish a production in the Republic of Bashkortostan. The company occupies 30% of the Chinese market in the electrical and technical equipment. They are representing the community ready to invest in the Republic of Bashkortostan, create and establish production facilities, and produce items that the Republic is missing because some companies left the country. That's why we really appreciate your engagement, and we really expect you to succeed. I would like to give the floor to CEO of Vostok and our moderator, Emil. He has a vast experience of working with China, and he will probably introduce some suggestions or give recommendations and tips. Emil Saidgarev. I will try to keep it short because I want to encourage our guests to speak. From the practical point of view, the outlines and fundamental aspects that we have in common can already be seen. Our Chinese partners are very interested in Bashkortostan's agricultural farming products. We are talking about the investments that are already there, their potential, and they start to enter our republic. They are related to food raw materials processing like soy, corn, and meat. It is the products that are very popular and in a high demand in China, and our colleagues are ready to enter our region with the products, and they want to market these products in their Chinese market, and it is important for us. It is the huge section for cooperation that is already going on. The second point that I want to make is that our Chinese colleagues are entering the region with their technologies, with their equipment. And Mr. Tsai is one of the representatives of this community. We have a large petrochemical complex that needs Chinese technology and Chinese equipment. Here we are talking about the investments into the products that will be marketed in Russia, and these products are in demand in Russia. I would like to say that these are two fundamental sections that we build our cooperation upon. We have a huge potential in timber processing. Chinese entrepreneurs are very interested in food products marketed in Bashkortostan. So I would like to say that this activity is progressing intensely, and I hope that it will keep expanding. So I want to keep it short and give the floor to our Chinese colleagues. Thank you, Mr. Saidgareev, for your meaningful presentation. We wish you success in your further cooperation with the Chinese party, and I expect that you will succeed. We would like to give the floor to Jain Ke. He will tell about the Jansa province and the prospects of this province and prospects of mutual cooperation between the province and Bashkortostan. He met our delegation and my boss, Mr. Sadulin, in China, and we would like you to express your vision. Good morning, dear friends. I appreciate your invitation. Thank you for having me here. I will keep it short. Jansa province is my homeland, and I am the official representative of this province in Russia. To be honest, I used to know a little about Bashkortostan, but this year it's my fourth time I encounter my colleagues from Bashkortostan. For the first time, we encountered when we were participating in an investment forum in Sibay. My second time was in Shanghai, when the head of the Republic of Bashkortostan visited Shanghai. We invited entrepreneurs from Jansa to Shanghai to the event. My third time was in Moscow recently. A delegation of Bashkortostan visited Moscow, and I was there in person. It was my fourth time, and my first time is here in Ufa, but it's my first time in Ufa generally. It's a beautiful city, inhabited by beautiful people, and it's the first step to get to know each other. If you want to know a little about Jansa, it's a province on the border with Shanghai. It is one of the most developed regions of China, both in production and innovations, education, culture, etc. Here are some digits. The population of Jansa is 85 million people. GDP of Jansa is 10% of Chinese GDP last year. Last year it was 1.8 trillion US dollars. The scope of production in Jansa occupies around 13% of the total production of China, or 4% of the Chinese production. Jansa has a representative office, a trade mission in 13 regions. I am the representative of Jansa in Russia. Jansa province has close connections with such regions as Moscow, Tver Oblast, Vladimir Oblast, Novosibirsk Oblast, and the Republic of Tatarstan. But now we also are building close connections to the Republic of Bashkortostan. Jansa officially established a trade mission in Russia in 2011. which means we've been working in China over 12 years. As our moderator has already said, we have two fundamental sections for cooperation between China and Russia and Bashkortostan in particular. First of all, this is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs of Tsanso want to import such things as sugar, oil, beef, etc. The second section is producers, manufacturers of Tsanso want to export their goods. For example, benches, or production lines, components, accessories, equipment, spare parts for the oil and gas industry. You should know that China is a center of production in the world, and Tsanso can be considered the heart of Chinese production. Our region has all the industries well developed, from light industry to oil industry. Tsanso releases 50% of ship spare parts, or 25% in the world. We release 30–40% of global stock of glasses. Personally, I worked in different industries. My first job was in the oil industry, in the oil corporation. It's one of the leading oil corporations in China. I was working there for 5 years. Then I was working in the car industry. I was in charge of investment projects from Tsanso province in Kaluga. We initiated $43 million of investments in Kaluga in 2009–2013. Then I started working for the government, and now I work for the authorities. I would like to use my chance to invite you, dear guests, to visit our Tsanso province. I believe that you will be able to break the ice with Tsanso entrepreneurs. As I always say, we have a nice landscape, tasty food, and hospitable people. That's why you should consider the door to Tsanso province open.
I would also be sure, and I would like you to say about the province of Jiangsu. This is the province that can provide us the cooperation that we need. They have everything they need as well, and we talk with Mr. Jiangsu for a lot of time, and there is no difference between us, because when I speak to him, it feels like he is my neighbor from childhood. He speaks very fast, and he reacts to our requirements also in a fast way. And I guess that other entrepreneurs should be like you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tenke. In spring 2024, we will be visiting the province of Jiangsu, and I hope that this will accelerate our cooperation. Thank you. We will be glad to see you in the province of Jiangsu, and I guess today the Russian delegation from Saratov Oblast is in province of Jiangsu right now. Our colleagues and our entrepreneurs, they deal with them right now, and they provide different excursions for them. So we are the next. Thank you. Now we would like to give the floor to Ms. Li Wei, and she will be talking about her company, and also she would like to say a few words about the way she wants to cooperate with the Republic of Bashkortostan. Thank you very much. I think the organizers, the moderator from Russia, and as it was said earlier, it is our first time in Russia, and we see big perspectives of development in Russia. We have lots of business partners in Russia. So I've been to Moscow before, and in Ufa, it is my first time in Ufa. And I guess that people here are really kind, and our Russian entrepreneurs and our Chinese entrepreneurs are ready to cooperate with you to provide development. And it was said earlier that while we were presented here, it is a fact that we produce different agricultural products. It is 500,000 tons of soy, and according to the Chinese GDP, we can cooperate with different business partners. Thank you, Ms. Lee. Now we would like to give the floor to the CEO of Import and Export of Bashkortostan LLC, Diaz Kalimulin. He's got lots of experience with cooperation with China.
What I want to tell about the cooperation between Russia and China. We have very good logistics with China. We have different complex shipments delivered from China to Russia using 40-feet containers. Cars are united into trains, 50 containers each. We are closely working on the compound cargoes shipments. So any Russian entrepreneur would be able to ship their products to China. Sometimes it is difficult to enter international market because of the lack of logistics facilities. But we want to establish affordable and effective shipments from Russia to China. Small businesses that ship ready-to-use products will get a chance to enter this market too, because so far only raw materials producers have such a chance. If we are able to ship ready-to-use products, it will significantly expand the goods turnover. We invite the Russian companies to participate in the production of packages, for example, to pack further on such products as powder milk or sugar. Currently, these products are produced and shipped only in bulks, but it would be more effective if we pre-pack it for it to go directly to the shop shelves. Speaking about the business prospects, in China the prospects are very diverse. And our government supports any exporter who is ready to arrange export of their products to China. That's why we are inviting you to join the communication. You can expect all kinds of help from us, and we can help you with the custom clearance, with permits, both from China and to China. Mr. Kalimulin is the person from the real practical sector, and he has been working with China for a long time. He was doing this before it became mainstream, and he is very knowledgeable about the logistic routes as the fundamental part of any business. And he really understands the challenges, and he accepts these challenges. He knows a lot. He has got the insight of compound shipments. So I would like to summarize that we have a person like this we can look up to and turn for advice to. As to respect to the Chinese delegation that made their way here through Moscow, through Dubai, and now is actually participating in the International Business Week 2023, making presentations in nearly every session, I would like to refer to you in your mother tongue, if you don't mind. Dear representatives of China, I really appreciate your participation. I really appreciate that you, despite of the long distances between us, managed to visit Bashkortostan and Ufa. We really hope that you will enjoy your being here and you will have great time. You will see a lot of opportunities. We hope that our cooperation with Bashkortostan and Russia will thrive. You see, there are many companies in Russia, and you can choose which company you want to work with, and you can make your choices based on the following. You can choose the company that is in Bashkortostan. I can explain why I suggest this. We all know the situation in China. We know that in China, if an entrepreneur is supported by the government and has the governmental background, this company is destined to succeed. And everyone wants to work with this company, right? If you take a look at Bashkortostan, you will see that in comparison to other regions, Bashkortostan has a very aware and conscious government that supports and pays attention to cooperation with China. You can see that our Prime Minister 2 weeks ago visited China. Next year in spring, our head of the Republic also will attend China again, and it means that the management of our republic holds regular meetings with your side. And if there is an opportunity to establish the production facility here, we will arrange a meeting for you with the Prime Minister. We will arrange the business plan for you, the plan of how to build this facility. We will give you land plots and tax privileges. You will see that our republic is very supportive of the Chinese vector, and you can feel free to choose any entrepreneur in Bashkortostan as your potential partner, because we provide the state support. We are all down for it. We can still arrange mutual conferences and meetings. Thank you. We really appreciate these words. We appreciate being here, listening to our mother tongue. As our colleagues just said, from the import-export company, the custom clearance is an important thing. There are many companies that are interested in such kind of support. in terms of cooperation with Russia, and that's why we see the huge potential in cooperating in farming products and food supplies. There are also energy companies that might find mutual points. We can consider oil companies and gas companies. In the future, we will settle the quorum issues, and we will try to allocate quorum for our colleagues from Bashkortostan. Talking about logistics, we also hope that the import-export companies and our colleagues that we are already working with will be able to facilitate us, because we need to undertake practical steps for tangible outcomes. If we complement each other, we will be able to reach tangible, meaningful results. During this meeting, being an international company, we aspire for protected business. We know that some prospects have already been spoken about during this session. If the government is able to provide entrepreneurs with favorable conditions for business, we will be able to use them, and it will accelerate our networks with Russian entrepreneurs. If the government is not involved in businesses' issues, some issues will remain unsolvable. And that's why we really rely on the state support. There are issues related to sanctions. Actually, sanctions are something that prevent cooperation, and we realize that such measures are not effective. And sanctions significantly damage businesses. There are economic consequences of sanctions, but there are negative effects on consumers. There are inconveniences for consumers too, and contracted obligations get violated under sanctions. But we are working within market economy, which means we have to follow certain procedures and we have to be consistent. We want to maintain peaceful communication. Speaking about agriculture, we have an extensive range of products that we can exchange. There are certain difficulties in exporting goods from Bashkortostan to China, but I don't think that this is critical. I guess they're quite solvable. If there are any challenges, any hurdles, we can jointly overcome them and find a way out. We are ready to contribute to our relations, and Chinese entrepreneurs and enterprises are ready to get in touch with the Russian colleagues. If there is the governmental support, it will encourage them even more, and we really aspire for the most productive and effective cooperation.
Mr. Lee is quite important in politics, and his interests are quite crucial as well. And we've been talking to him for a moment now, and we thank him for his understanding and the flexibility of Chinese people. There are lots of questions to that, but the fact that you've created a cooperation relations, and that the head of our republic also is also engaged in that. I guess that everything will be okay. And I also thank you, and I guess that everything will be really good between us. Thank you. And now we will start a discussion, and each participant can say a few words about experience. Maybe you have some questions. Maybe someone from the Chinese delegation can answer a question. So now, now you can say a few words about your opinion or experience. So he will tell us about his experience, and he's also fluent in Russian. That's why he will be speaking Russian. Dear colleagues, good morning, and I thank you for inviting me to this conference. So I am a representative of Czech company, and our company now is now in the Russian market, and during last 2 or 3 years, we've been developing really fast, and our so we in the Russian Federation, we have many we have and we don't have a dealer in the Republic of Bashkortostan right now. So it is my first time in Ufa, actually. So I've been to many other Russian cities, but never to Ufa. And but I guess that locals here are really warm, and they're also really kind, and I feel that. And concerning our company, so our company would like to open a representative office here in the Republic of Bashkortostan, and we would like to cooperate with our Russian colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, I see that in the audience, I see my friend Victor. He is a distinguished entrepreneur in the field of meat production. Do you mind taking the floor? Hello, dear colleagues. Thank you for giving me the floor. I didn't expect that. I am the chairperson of the Meat Association of Bashkortostan. It's my volunteer job. For many years, I've been designing, engineering, and constructing and assisting large projects for cattle breeding. We constructed large meat processing companies in Bashkortostan, pig breeding complexes, cattle breeding complexes, and dairy product manufacturing facilities. Our projects are worth 12 billion rubles. And these projects are at their final stage. We had a meeting with you and our Chinese colleagues 6 months ago after the investment forum in Sibai. And we know that the Chinese side is interested in importing meat from from Russia to China. I want to introduce a suggestion. Currently, we have the ready-to-use project on production of 10,000 bulls for meat. And these products can be exported annually to China. There is the ready-to-use company, 6,000 hectares of land. It is a ready-to-use project that was engineered with an international participation. This project has passed governmental expertise and has all the required permits. If you are interested, we are ready to arrange the purchase of this company by Chinese entrepreneur or a share in this company. We can assist you in implementing this project. In order to breed bulls and slaughter them according to the standards that China sets, and export meat from Russia to China. We can use traditional standards or halal standards for this meat. This is the sensible, tangible suggestion, and you will be able to save 3 years that it usually takes to settle land issues and design, engineering, and expertise and commissioning issues. We are ready to facilitate dairy production facilities. We have projects with all the permits, a few thousand hectare land plot where you can produce powder milk according to the standards required by China and directly export this powder milk to China. We are ready to offer this project to you as early as today. Thank you. I would like to add that our Minister of Agriculture of Bashkortostan, Mr. Fazrahmanov, we had a meeting in Shanghai, and he's actively promoting the idea of cooperating with China. And if there are any interest in our Chinese colleagues in terms of agricultural farming products processing, you face immediate support and you are provided with all the required information and facilitation. It is very important for us to find partners, and when we find partners, we can expect all kinds of support. Mr. Fazrahmanov is participating in the International Business Week, so if you want to have a chance to talk to him, there is no problem doing that. Thank you.
Colleagues, so we offer you to say a few words, those who are present here. It doesn't matter which party, so please feel free to say something. So do you hear me? So I'm on the right side of this session. So I'm the representative of Transmash LLC. So I would like to say a few words about the meeting of the President of the Russian Federation with Chinese representatives. And we will be talking about the railroad. So also so you are now now you cannot send anything to Russia. Now it is only by car. So we have a big experience in and we would like the Chinese party to engage in solving this problem because Chinese products cannot be sold here on the territory of Russia because they cannot be transported into Russia. And we are trying to open the production in Ufa, but we haven't succeeded yet. And we would like to transport our products, whether those are meat or any other products. We can make special equipment. So talking about this roads, so we need 3 million wagons. We can produce. We can also produce different cars and trailers. So there aren't such things in China, and we offer our colleague colleagues from China to here to Russia to be engaged in this project. So we've been manufacturing them for a decade now, and now we want to launch it again. Thank you. I would like to add, so my colleague Vyacheslav has a patent that for the production of trailers that only we make here in Russia. And talking about negotiations that were earlier on different railroad equipment, they said that they would send me the presentation, and we will also have negotiations later. We do not have any analogs of this production, so those trailers can transport more goods. Talking about different parts. So this trailer is longer than a usual trailer, up to 16 meters. Usually it is 13 meters, and this trailer is up to 16 meters. These trailers can be used on the sea as well. They can be separated from chassis. They are universal, and they're easy to use, and they are quite cheap if we're talking about production. I can add, we produce cattle cars, refrigerators of different types. We also produce dry vans, and we offer our Chinese colleagues to start cooperating on that topic.
So who else do we have? Yeah, we have one speaker. I would like to add, we all know, and all our colleagues know, that the governmental support is an important factor. And I would like to say that there are few regions in China that established trade missions outside the country. But Tanso province is one of the regions that pioneered in establishing a trade mission in Russia and other countries. The Republic of Bashkortostan does the same. They established a trade mission in China. There are few regions of Russia that establish such representative offices in China. The second idea is that our Chinese friends from Anhui province, Zhejiang province, Jiangsu province. In China, there is a special economic zone. Yangtze River Economic Zone. Besides Shanghai, Anhui, Zhejiang, and Jiangsu are three largest and the most powerful provinces of China. And our Russian friends work with these provinces. If you do it, you will be able to find anchor partners in China, and you will be able to find any kind of benches, equipment, spare parts, goods, etc. You will find them, and their quality will be very high, and some parameters will exceed the global standards. For example, some equipment from Tansa province are much better than equivalents from Europe. The quality makes the brand in China. Nearly 100 entrepreneurs from Tansa are listed as top 500 private companies in China. The economy of Tansa is not only well developed, but also very flexible, has favorable investment climate. It's a good ground because it has good land, a lot of land. So thank you for your attention. Thank you, Mr. Nta. I would like to add that the fact that our countries are building close relations is that this year around 20 school graduates went to China to learn the Chinese language. And this training is totally funded by the Chinese government. Our children can go to China, get education for free, live there for free. They learn the Chinese language, and after that, they can win a grant. If they succeed in their exams, they can be enrolled for a bachelor program at the leading Chinese universities. It is a paradox, but the soft power of China is being able to be good friends. Soon we will have more speakers of Chinese, just like my colleague next to me. I see how our colleagues from China enjoyed her speaking Chinese. And I guess we soon will have much more young people speaking Chinese. And I guess it will be a good facilitation to the cooperation between our states. Dear colleagues, I would like to encourage you to ask some problematic questions. If there is anything urgent, if there is anything that bothers you, please feel free to express yourself. Let's define the problems. If we have something bad to talk about, let's do it. We don't have to talk about the good only. Good afternoon. I am Danel Ravilov. I represent the Center of Friendship and Cooperation Center between Bashkortostan and China. This is Demyan. He is my colleague from China. Maybe you heard him singing yesterday in Chinese and in Bashkir. Last year, we invited Chinese students from China to Russia. They study at Bashkir State Pedagogical University, and we can receive 300 to 400 students from China. We really hope that the Republic will help us on this project. It is important, the more Chinese students we have, the more opportunities we will have in the future, because they will become entrepreneurs, investors. So that's why I guess we should pay close attention to this initiative, because people will get to know each other, they will exchange cultural events. And our center focuses majorly on education and culture. That's why if you have anything to suggest, please feel free. I will respond to you. Tansa province has 168 colleges, universities, and vocational schools with thousands of students, including those from Russia. And I guess that your school children will find good universities, for example, medical universities in Tsansha province, IT universities, any industry, any business is represented in educational institutions of Tsansha province. Thank you very much for your invitation. Okay, we are happy to work with Tsansha. Thank you. The only thing I want to say is that you need to inform the student community of these opportunities, because we want as many people as possible to know about such opportunities to get education outside, because we need to think outside the box. We need to feel encouraged to discover something new. I visit China regularly, and I overcame this fear, because now I feel that China is our neighbor, and I guess if you speak Chinese, it will make your communication easier. Uh, it may seem a paradox, but we actually have a lot of in common in terms of our mentality, and education programs contribute to it.
I would like to ask my Chinese colleagues about the topic that we've discussed, whether we need government support or not. So I would like to say a few words about the government support that is provided to companies that work in agriculture and cattle sphere. So is it interesting for you? For companies that work in the sphere of agriculture and cattle, so credits, loans up to 15 years are provided to those companies. So you need to have from 10 to 20% of your own investment, 80% or even 90%. You can have from a bank, and during 15 years, the investor should give money to the bank, and so for projects in the sphere of cattle breeding, so the government provides the reimbursement of money to the companies that deal with this sphere. If you invested big money into a project, and after that, 25% will be reimbursed to you. So if everything is correct, the investor usually gets 5 million as a reimbursement, and also the reimbursement of VAT. There are also republic programs. So and companies can get different support for providing electricity, and those companies can get up to 90% of these investments. We are a company that helps investors that is usually engaged in such projects. We can help. We have experience with working. We worked with other companies, so we also cooperated with some other banks from Europe, and we can help you. We can help you do projects on the territory of the Republic of Bashkortostan as well.
Yeah, feel free. Sorry for coming back, but I would like to draw your attention to the following idea. It doesn't matter how much products we make and how much money we invest. We cannot exchange goods because we do it through the northern way. Nothing can be moved. I invite our Chinese partners to face this problem. I can explain. If we want to change the situation, we need to involve around 20% of Chinese companies, and it will take us 50 years to reach steady product exchange between our countries. Because one road can be filled with 380,000 cars. There are companies that have so many cars, but they experience damage to the quality. We applied to the government of Bashkortostan and they didn't get us the warehouse that we need. We applied to the Chinese government and we say that it is important because transport is 20% of the business, but we cannot we can't handle this issue. We know that the head of China really puts efforts to settle it, but unfortunately there is no result. Recently we had the meeting One Belt, One Way, but no one has a suggestion except you. We need to face this challenge because nothing will change. It doesn't matter if we produce meat, bulk products or any other products, they will be transported. Politics is the economic concentrate. Thank you. Do we have any volunteer? I would like to add, you're right. Any company, if it operates in the international market, needs transportation. Why we consider Bashkortostan as our trade partner? One Belt, One Way, and China Express between China and Europe runs through Bashkortostan and Kazakhstan. Number 3 station is Moscow. After we come back to China, I will study this issue and I will try to address it to the Chinese government. We will try to manage the transportation issue. We will try to make it sustainable and steady. We are going to make another station with the Chinese Europe Express. Xinjiang had related meetings. That's why One Belt, One Way is our opportunity. But we need also friendly customs. Also, we have some material resources and infrastructure issues that we need to deal with. But at the same time, Hubei in one, we will establish another station. It will be a reloading station for China-Europe Express. We hope that all this information will be useful for our UFA colleagues, and UFA will also respond with establishing infrastructure. We need to put all possible efforts to promote our cooperation. And I would say that transportation is the problem that we need to solve jointly. I hope that together we will be able to change our traditional roots. We need to understand that many companies, enterprises, and means of transportation will change because probably we will different energy sources. Currently we use gas and oil, but they are not environmentally friendly, so maybe we need to consider environmental issues too. We are transforming from the developing to the developed. During different historical stages, we use different technologies and different approaches, and we always are heading towards more effective options. We expect that the government of the Republic of Bashkortostan and Bashkortostan Business Circle will be engaged in the transportation issue settlement. Maybe we will gain more courage to face the challenges and overcome hurdles. We will be moving towards steady friendship between Russia and China. But in the first place, we need to maintain peace between our countries, and we maintain peace in the world. Only after that we will reach the harmony in our development. If there is no harmony, if there is no alignment, our cooperation and lives of all nations are threatened, and we cannot let this happen. That's why we focus on food products, because Bashkortostan has very green and organic approach to it. We want these products to bring health to the consumers with this product. That's why we don't have any reason to avoid contacts with Russia. And I hope that increasing number of entrepreneurs will be coming to Bashkortostan. Besides, I guess Bashkortostan is an attractive region for cultural tourism because it will facilitate our mutual understanding and rapport. It will strengthen our relation. Thank you.
So can I answer this? Can I make a comment, please? So sorry, colleagues. We do not really have time. So this question is really important. So we have to finish at 11:30. So Mr. Lee concluded everything that has been said today. So I offer to discuss all those questions somewhere else. So I would like to thank all participants. So we are glad that you've participated in the discussion. And now we can start B2B discusses. So thank you very much. Colleagues, so I offer you to make a photo of all of you.